Welcome back to the channel. This is the monthly update on the new UniFi products that were released in June 2026. Stick around, I'll show you all the 21 devices or accessories that you might have missed. If you're new here, my name is Bogdan Chperny, founder of Apex YT. We remotely design and deploy UniFi solutions for your small business. And if that's what you need, click the link down below in the video description. Now, I only have a couple minutes, so let's first get started with the products that were previously announced and are now available for purchase. First, we have the Fail Secure Bolt Lock for $99. So I've mentioned this one before in previous videos, but this is just the Fail Secure version of the bolt lock. Okay, so instead of your typical latch, let's see this video here, it has a little bolt that drops down. So, and the Fail Secure, meaning that when it loses power, the bolt is still engaged. The door that you're securing is still secure. Okay, then next we have the products that were released for this month that we didn't see coming. There's a ton, well, products like devices and accessories. So the big one is the EF Core, Enterprise Firewall Core. And this is basically the highest end now of the cloud gateways that Ubiquiti offers with their UniFi products. So this is, just a networking device, right? It doesn't run any of the other applications. And one of the main reasons to run with this one is because of its support for so many UniFi devices. Okay, that's at 2250 compared to like other ones that are maybe like 500, like the UDM Beast or something. Also, 22,000, 23,000 clients, like connected users to this device, where other ones are like 5,000. Okay, so quite a bit, and obviously, and it has 100 gig ports here, 25 gig and 10 gig as well, right here, your QS, I don't know if this is QSFP28. I don't use Enterprise, but just to let you know, that's what it has. Obviously, it's made for, running continuous, redundant, everything hot swappable. And this is a big one too, right? Almost 80 gigabits per second intrusion prevention performance, as opposed to other ones that have, like the UDM Beast is at 25 gigabits per second. Okay, so this is at $3,500 just for the unit itself. Next, we have a couple accessories for the AI PTC Precision in particular, right? And it's available in black and white. So this is a corner mount, so you don't have to, design one yourself. That's a nice mount ready to go in black or white for $39. And then for that same camera, we have a pendant mount. Okay, so this is just to bring it lower, basically on the ceiling. That's what this one is for. And again, in black and in white, available now for $89. Then there's a similar one here for the AI Multi-Sensor 4. So both again, black and white. This one's $99, but the same idea, just a pendant mount. If you want to ceiling mount this, you need to bring it lower. Okay, this was a interesting one. This is what they're calling vape detection and air quality sensor, or just up air quality. It's an air quality sensor, and their main focus here is that it can detect, vaping. So it has this ring light that you can customize to, what it's indicating. It can range from like green to red, like for air quality. And I put this into my office, by the way, to monitor like carbon monoxide. And I realized it's pretty stagnant. So running the fan and stuff definitely helps out. So that's what this is for, right? It's PoE powered. It can detect a wide variety of air quality. Like I said, so CO2, PM1, I don't know what all of these are, but different kind of particle levels, VOC, AQI, that's the air quality index, and vape as well. Okay, and that is $99. And then for $199, we have this AI speaker, which is really like the AI horn, if you have tried that out. So this is like the functionality is very similar to the AI horn. This is just built for indoors, kind of a sleek. It's quite large. Okay, it comes in at, almost 11 by 8 inches and 3 inches deep, but it has 100, dB sound output, so quite loud, and is PoE++ powered. Okay, it's just kind of one color, kind of like the Chime. It has this kind of fabric look to it. Looks pretty nice. Okay, so a lot of customization you can do with this one. You can separately purchase for $59 what they call a flush mount. Yes, it's not, like with all their names of flush mounts, it's not completely flush. It's just, very recessed in. So a flush mount, so this doesn't stick out as much, right, surface mount, but it's just for the AI speaker. Okay, and then we got this surprise, the G6 Mini Dome, both in, the black version is coming in August, but the white version is available right now for $299. So the price might seem a little bit high, but this is like your full feature UniFi camera in a small form factor is how I see it. So it has your microphone and speaker, okay? So you can do two-way audio here. It has your IR, just 20 meters, was that like 65? Yeah, 65 feet. And it has the really good sensor, the 1/1.8 inch, 8 megapixel, right, 4K sensor in there. That's what it's going to produce for you. And it even comes with like 2 different covers on it if you want to be a little bit more, if I understand, a little bit more sleek. Okay, there's this like standard cover and another, maybe magnetic, I forget. You'll have to double check that. I did not install one yet, but yeah. The reason you would get this is, A, if budget is not, biggest priority, you want to have all the face detection, even license plate recognition, two-way audio, low profile, right? This is, in comparison, like there's the G5 Cherry Ultra, which I would typically use. It has a recessed mount as well, which is super nice if you want to be discreet, but it doesn't have all those capabilities, right? This has a much better sensor. It's 4K instead of 2K and two-way audio. So quite nice there. All right, now the last 4 here that we have all have to do with NAS or network attached storage. And if you're starting out with that, you're not going to be buying this one, which is the Enterprise NAS for $3,999, okay, 4K. And it's kind of the design of it, as you'll see, is the Enterprise NVR, which is really nice. They have, these rails that, you just click in and they just pop out of the rails that are included, which also means that, you have to have pretty deep rack. Your typical standard 4-post rack won't work here. As it says, 650 to 1000 millimeters is required to use the rails. You might mount this with a back, shelf mounted in the rear, like a cantilever shelf, but really you need to mount it with the rails, and that's 650, I believe it's like 25 inches. Okay, so it has 16 hard drive or SSD bays that you can use, which is quite a lot on its own. But then also in the back here, it has, it's ready for expansion. It has these 2 ports on here, SFF 8644. I don't know what they are, but you do need the UniFi expansion storage unit. I'll show you that in a second, but that to even increase storage even further, okay? And then of course it has 2 NVMe slots for caching, I believe. 2, hot swappable PSUs, power supplies. It should have here, yeah. So 25 gig. Again, this is for redundancy, 25 gig and 10 gig connections there. And yeah, it takes up a 3U space. Everything they need to get started is obviously there, except the, the storage that's kind of like selling like gold and silver right now. Okay, that's going to cost you quite a bit to fill this one up. Okay, so speaking of which, so the expansion storage here is $1,500, and it's another 16 bays. Okay, so same kind of idea, 16 bays, and looks like this has 1 port of these SFF. So it looks like you can at least probably use even 2 of these for 1 unit. And it works both for the eNAS, so the Enterprise NAS we just looked at, and also the eNVR core. Okay, and then finally these bezels. So for $299, you can buy these separately. It's a 4.7 inch touchscreen, and you can kind of see more information as well. There's the RGB on here and more information on your hard drives and what's happening there. So that just attaches to the front of the eNAS, and it's compatible also with the eNVR. Okay, so that's the touch version, and then there's a bezel only or bezel light for a third of the price for $99. And this one's kind of cool, but it's not just looks. I mean, it looks cool, I think. I saw this in person. Looks pretty nice, but it also the way you put it on, it also has like a little key, kind of like the cameras, UniFi cameras use. So you can't just pop off these hard drives that are in here. You can't just pop them out. Just another layer of physical security for the actual NVR or NAS in this case. This is also compatible with the eNAS, eNVR, okay, and eNVR core, and the storage unit, okay. And finally, these are the devices that are slated to be released this month in July 2026. So first is the AI multi-sensor 2 for $700. So yeah, similar to, these are kind of 2 cameras in one, right? You have your 2 connections, and the idea here is that, it's kind of a more compact form factor. You can point these where you need to. They're 2.3 optical zoom on each lens, kind of like the AI multi-sensor 4. The IR is only 65 feet. That's kind of probably why they say optimized for well-lit environments. And also you should know that, see, it says here 1/2.8 inch sensor. So these are smaller than the ones that if you get like a dedicated, I think any of the G6 cameras at this point have a 1/1.8 inch, okay, so a larger sensor for their 4K camera. So these have smaller sensors, and that's probably why they say, it's better for well lit. But each camera or each sensor here is 4K or give you a 4K image. Now it doesn't stitch together. That's the G6 180. These just point wherever you need them to point. But unlike the AI multi-sensor, this one does have a built-in microphone if you need that. As far as I can tell for now, it looks like it just includes, or they just have it in white. You know, they might have this in the future in black as well. And then for this one, they already announced several accessories. So first is the pendant mounts. Okay, so this is just for your kind of like EMT, your conduits. Again, in white, $19. Then they have a arm mount for $39. That's just, again, off the wall. So you can point it down just like that. Oh, it looks like it also includes a corner mount with it. Okay, great. Right, so it's not just for a flat wall, but also for a corner mount is part of this as well. So that's $39. And then a weather shield, just because those domes, right, they could get a little messy. So you have that with, yeah, it looks like with integrated little adapter there for conduit as well, if you need that. Okay, and that's $19. Okay, then this one, everyone's been asking for it. I always see in the comments, even on UniFi videos, like Ubiquiti's own videos, smoke and carbon monoxide detector, okay, or alarm. So that's this guy. It is not released yet, right? It's announced for July. So hopefully it'll be out at that time. But, you know, just looks like your kind of typical, I would say, smoke detector, smoke alarm. Now it has a 10-year lifetime. And they say lifetime, at least in where I live in California, it's for carbon monoxide specifically, I know you have to replace them every 10 years. So I think that's the limitation there. Because they do have a CR123A battery, their typical battery for their SuperLink devices that you can replace. It's ready to be, you know, to work for 10 years. They have kind of separate batteries in this unit. So they have a battery, right, that's just designed for the SuperLink connection, because you do need a SuperLink gateway for this. And there's a separate battery that's not replaceable for, you know, the smoke and carbon monoxide alarm as well. And yeah, you can control all through the UniFi, right? That's the reason why you would get this. And it is $89. It says residential use only. Now they do have, you should probably check out this installation guide, and they have a couple pointers as to how you mount this, how far away from what. That's probably critical in order for this not to give you false alarms, right? You don't put this right in the kitchen or something like that, or else it's just going to go off all the time and will be kind of pointless and useless. Okay, and finally, it's kind of two products really, two different styles. We have the black and the white. So this is a fingerprint reader. For UniFi door access control. Not just a fingerprint reader, although it has that, but it has a physical keypad. Okay, some people like that instead of the touch screen. And on top of that, it has all your other detections that you would expect, except face detection, face recognition, because it doesn't have a camera, so you can't do like QR codes. But you can do your, you know, key cards, key fobs, you know, touch pass, of course, and you can always use the UniFi app. So this is the PoE version, and they also have a retrofit version if you're using, you know, if you're replacing, oh, they show it right here. Right, if you're not using PoE, but you're using the UniFi retrofit hub, that's for this version right here. Let me know what you think about these in the comments down below. And if this video was helpful to you, please like this video and subscribe to see next month's video. Thanks for watching. Take care.